Welcome to my YouTube channel, Road Rider. Today, I'm bringing you an in-depth review of one of the most anticipated motorcycles of this year, the all-new 2025 Royal Enfield Classic 650. If you're someone who loves retro-styled motorcycles, but also wants modern performance, refinement, and long-distance comfort, then this bike might just be the perfect package for you. Over the next several minutes, we'll go through every single detail of this motorcycle, its design, performance, features, comfort, handling, price, and who it is really meant for. So, sit back and stay with me till the end, because this is going to be a detailed deep dive into one of the most iconic motorcycles from Royal Enfield. Let's start by looking at the essence of this machine. The Classic 650 carries forward the timeless DNA of the Classic 350 and Classic 500. Bikes that became absolute legends for their thumping character and retro charm. But this time, Royal Enfield has taken things to an entirely new level by giving USA Parallel Wind's 650cc engine, wrapped in a beautifully crafted retro body that screams nostalgia. While still keeping up with the demands of 2025 motorcycling standards, it's basically the classic you always wanted, but with the power, refinement, and highway ability to truly match its timeless looks. First impressions matter a lot when you see a motorcycle. The Classic 650 immediately strikes you as a bike that blends heritage with modern engineering. The design is unmistakably Royal Enfield Classic rounded headlamp, teardrop-shaped tank, wide, comfortable seat, chrome accents, and wire-spoke wheels. But look closely, and you'll notice the upgrades. The paint finish is richer, the chrome. Detailing has a deeper shine, and the overall fit and finish feel more premium compared to the earlier generations. The proportions of the bike are muscular yet elegant, which means whether you're parked at a cafe, riding through city streets, or heading out on a long highway ride, this bike turns heads effortlessly. One of the most iconic things about the Classic series has always been its stance, the way it sits low, with a wide handlebar and upright riding position. Royal Enfield has retained that classic silhouette, but they've given it subtle refinements. The 2025 Classic 650 sits slightly taller than the 350, giving it more presence, and the wide tank looks fuller and more commanding. The dual exhaust setup is another big highlight. It not only adds to the bike's symmetry, but also gives it a throaty, deep exhaust note that is rich, bassy, and far more refined than the older thumpers. And let's be honest, sound is a huge part of why people love Royal Enfields, and this one doesn't disappoint. Let's move on to the heart of the motorcycle, the engine. The 2025 Royal Enfield Classic 650 comes equipped with a 648cc parallel twin, the same platform that has powered the Interceptor 650 and Continental GT 650. But here it has been tuned slightly differently to suit the Classic's retro cruiser character. This engine produces around 47 horsepower and close to 52 Nm of torque. That might not sound like huge numbers on paper compared to some modern bikes. Trust me, in real-world riding, it feels absolutely spot on. The torque delivery is linear and strong from the lower revs, which makes the Classic 650 a joy to ride in the city. You don't need to constantly downshift in traffic. The bike pulls cleanly even from low speeds in higher gears. On the highway, it can comfortably cruise at 100 to 120 kilometers per hour all day long. And it still has enough grunt left too. Go past 140 kilometers per hour if you really push it. More importantly, the engine is buttery smooth. Now let's talk about the gearbox. The bike comes with a 6-speed transmission, and the shifts are smooth, precise, and well-spaced. The addition of a slipper clutch makes downshifts easier and prevents wheel hopping, which adds to the overall smoothness of the ride. For city rides, the clutch action is light enough to make stop-and-go traffic less tiring, which is a big plus for a motorcycle of this size. One of the biggest strengths of the Classic 650 is its riding comfort. The seat is wide, well-padded, and ergonomically designed for both the rider and the pillion. Suspension duties are handled by telescopic forks at the front and twin shocks at the rear, tuned to balance comfort and stability. On rough urban roads, it absorbs bumps and potholes fairly well, while on highways it remains planted and confident. This makes it a great all-rounder, equally comfortable for city commuting, weekend rides, and long touring. Braking performance has also seen a solid upgrade. The Classic 6.5 gets disc brakes both at the front and rear. Supported by dual-channel ABS, the bite is strong, the feedback is good, and the stopping distance feels safe and predictable. Other notable features include all LED lighting headlamp, tail lamp, and indicators, which not only improve visibility, but also add a modern touch to the retro styling. There are USB charging ports to keep your devices powered on the go, and the bike even offers multiple riding modes to adjust throttle response and ABS sensitivity. These might not sound like groundbreaking features compared to some high-tech motorcycles, but for a Royal Enfield Classic, they are meaningful upgrades that enhance everyday usability when it comes to handling. The Classic 650 feels surprisingly nimble for a motorcycle of its size. Yes, it is heavier than the Classic 350, weighing around 220 kilograms, but the weight is well balanced. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Peace out.